a plain truth for you. Just a short clip was just sent to me about the new cave fire in Santa Barbara, and definitely we caught another TR3B craft igniting the flames over Santa Barbara. They're hitting the same areas over and over again, and I'm going to play the clip here and then slow it down for you as well so you can see where the TR3B goes across the screen. There's another, there it goes. That could be a plane, but the one that we're going to slow down here definitely is the TR3B. So one likely was a plane flying across the screen going right to left, but as you'll see from the left side of the fire here coming up in this clip that I've slowed down, you'll see the TR3B craft just shooting out from the side of the fires here. All right, now take a look as I slow down the clip here, and you see it shoot out right there from right to left, coming right over the flames, going right through it, boom, igniting it, and then it explodes after that. All right, so here's a previous video I did on the drones in the sky, the demon drones. Hey folks, welcome to another video from A Plain Truth and Questioning Everything to Find Truth. Who is in our skies has opened up a big can of worms about the cloaking devices and whatnot used up in the sky with the demonic drones that are up there that appear to be everywhere and have been there for quite some time. He's been commenting in the comment section of the previous video, which went extensively into his work. I'm talking about Mr. Gautreaux, if I'm pronouncing it right, Sean. And he's showing how there's ships hidden behind clouds and these cloud-making devices. Now we have a video that just surfaced the other day from a flight from Greece. People took pictures of the camera, which we're going to show you in a little bit, which apparently shows one of these motherships, and it shows how it's vertical, how it's risen above the clouds. They are clearly stunned as to what they're seeing. They have no idea what it is they're seeing, but I believe this video is showing conclusively what Mr. Gautreaux's work has been showing us as well, and now we have live footage coming up here of this mothership that can be as big as 200 feet long. You tell me, but take a look at this, and if this isn't conclusive evidence, I don't really know what is, but it shows the ship going vertical or near vertical in the sky, which would be the cloud dispersing agents as they do it. So let's take a look at this video and leave the comments of what you think it is in the comment section. Thanks for listening. Plain Truth out.
What is it? Kerry, what is that? What is that? Kerry, what is that?
I have no idea.
Holy crap!
Don't move me. Don't move me.
Ladies and gentlemen, required to hear the security requirements for hand carriages with very minor attractive customers and colleagues supplied. Customers traveling from outside the European Union and non-European airlines are only allowed to carry liquid safety and authorized receipts having excess bags. A type of liquid, bullets, pilots, such as non-explosives, and cigarettes close to the inside of any needed for the longer journey can be taken through. Should the liquid take care in addition to one piece of carry package that is allowed to customers, or allow you to take care of it.
What was it?
What is it? Is the question. Can't see it. Where is it?
Still there, still there. Cloud.
After 2 days of them not effing with the skies and giving us as clear as we're going to get it, skies, I got a sore throat. I've been better off for 2 days. Take a look. Go outside. Take a look. Wherever you are in the U.S. or in the world. How are your skies today? By the way, non-stop traffic, dead-end street, non-stop traffic. It's unbelievable.
Bringing to you the truth about the lines in the sky. The chemtrail sky in Noonan, Georgia. Here's another dose of the shock treatment. Got that video footage from Jamie Lee's Plain Truth I think it was for you. I'll leave the link. Of course, give credit to Jamie Lee. Big shout out to Jamie Lee for exposing the ships in the sky. You know, a couple of years ago, we looked up and Mom said, "Those look like ships." And I said, "Yeah, they look like ships." And sure enough, all the talk on the internet was about ships. So, you know, our neighbor right there, he's playing ball with his kids, and the ball went on our property. And I said, look up, George. Is that normal? Is that normal?" I told him those are chemtrails. At any rate, back to the ships. And sure enough, you know, you took a look at that last part of that video at this first segment and the opener, and towards the end, that was actually seen on Fox News. I mean, that's not fake news, right? That's real stuff. That really was seen from a commercial airliner. Some passengers saw that in the air, and it's very weird, very strange. And to confirm it from Jamie Lee, that they are cloaking some apparently ships up there. That's why you see these weird freaking clouds shaped like them. But, you know, the sheeple are going to be none the wiser because they're always looking down. And then if you do point up, they just shrug it off and go about their business. You know, looking at their cell phones, looking at their sports, looking at the helly weird movies, never examining or observing the surroundings. And so this is why they're allowed, this is why they can keep on keeping on. These mofos that are spraying the sky. It really is a crying shame that the sheeple won't wake up. Look at that airplane, no line behind it. That's because modern aircraft doesn't produce contrails, folks. What you see out there, what you see all around here is haze, is solar radiation management, the dimming, and also it's the poisoning. And it's also climate engineering. Multi-layered right there, what they're up to. With the spraying of the skies, the cloaking ships up there. Just why would they have ships up there? That's a good question. I don't know. Is that Space Force up there? As if there's really a space. Is it used for surveillance? It reminds me of that. Remember that series back in the 80s, V? Where the ships just hovered, and the mothership just hovered above the Earth? You know, and the aliens would come down and they would get, if they drank milk, they would get drunk on it. But take a look at the chemtrails, folks. This is what they do, and this is what they did in Newnan, Georgia, right here today. And I know they're checking out the sheeple. I know they are. They check in and they check out. That's what they do. Because they can't handle any of this. This bud's not for you. You can't handle the truth. But to actually take a beautifully, as good as we're going to get it, clear as we're going to get it, clear blue sky, and actually do this is a crime against humanity. It's a crime against God's creation. And that means everything. Earth and everything in it. The plants, the trees, the bees that are virtually extinct and exhibiting symptoms of Alzheimer, right? Geo, I wonder why. Aluminum, strontium, barium. We've been through this how many times? NASA admits to lithium, too, spraying. And this video footage is from a channel I subscribe to, GM Skywatcher. I will leave you the link to that one, too. All right? But even he is talking about the freaking chemtrails, the spraying everywhere. Take a listen.
Showing you my skies, discerning through all the lies. So, you see this stuff coming out from YouTube about how we have to state whether or not our videos.
Oh yeah, and then there's this new form of censorship on CommaTube. Starting December 10th, you know, we got to tell them whether or not our channel's geared towards children or adults. And quite frankly, I think that's idiotic. It's just another way to paint you into a corner or prevent you from doing things, right? Because the content put out by people like GM Skywatcher and channels like mine, you know, a kid could like my content, my montages, or even talking about chemtrails might interest a kid, right? I mean, I was interested in science and social studies and things about the world, and as a young kid, I always have been. That's what do you think led me to be prompted to be aware of my surroundings and talk about chemtrails and 5G and stuff like that, right? And crap to tap water, the fluoride and the chlorine. I've always been interested in that. So that's where the interest started as a kid, jackasses you, freaking CommaTube. How do you think? You ever ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he might say, well, I want to be a doctor. You might want to say, join the military. You might want to say, you know, a Hollywood actor. I don't know. But that's where it usually starts, the dreams, as a kid. So to say, well, we have to tell people whether or not ComeTube, this is totally geared towards kids, totally geared towards adults, is idiotic. Or say, well, if an 8-year-old can understand it, then you're gearing it towards kids. No, jackass. Just because an 8-year-old can understand, that means we speak plain English. That an 8-year-old can understand, that a 50-year-old can understand. You see what I'm saying? At any rate. But you take a look at the stuff going around us and going on in the skies, freaking commies in politics, commies infiltrated the Catholic Church, commies in the public schools, and they want to prevent us from talking about these things. And so they're going to make it increasingly harder, and you want to slap a $42,000 fine. Where'd you get that number from? $42,000 fines. For what? For speaking the truth? For being creative? We're called creators, right? On here? Channels? Channels. But, you know, I'm not going to stop talking about this stuff, okay? And that's a giant white floodlight, looks like a sun simulator, and you're getting hammered by chemtrails, period. Geoengineering, climate engineering, however you want to phrase it. Tomato, tomato. And then there's these things on the bottom. GM. Come on, pan on down. You know, the towers, that looks a little suspicious right there. But the cell towers they're putting everywhere. That also works with the aluminum and heavy metals in here. That's in the skies. That's in us. Your wetware, folks, and your sweat glands are going to be the antennas, or already are in some instances with 4G. So yeah, congratulations. You've been hammered. It was hammer time today, and they're not going to stop because you know what? The sheep are checking in and checking out. They're checked out, man. They're out to lunch. They don't care. Not many people do in this world, and that's it's a tragedy in and of itself. But God's word says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." So I'm trying to lead you to water, but it's up to you to think. And apparently, the dumbing down of society is in full swing. It's unbelievable. I don't know what's more shocking, the chemtrails or the sheeple. It's unbelievable.